As you know, Mr. Satake, I am a full-time working artist with studios in Los Angeles and Paris. I have been in this particular situation as a full-time artist since 1969. Since I was very little, as far back as I can remember, I have always drawn and painted. I believe I cast my first piece of sculpture when I was about 10. My father died when I was very young, about 2, and my mother took work where she could get it. I worked with Harry Sternberg and Julian Levy, with whom I studied painting. I learned some heavyweight ideas about what art was and where I personally was going as an artist and as an individual. About 1946, I went to New York University. It was very conservative and uninspiring. I found it stultifying. Professors would come and hold my arm to show me how to paint. I left after 2 semesters. Shortly afterwards, I went to Europe to study on the GI Bill of Rights. I went to Paris at the Académie de la Grande Chaumière des Beaux-Arts, where David and Ingres held court like emperors in their day. Meeting French artists and seeing art in France at the time left a very deep and indelible impression on me and my work for the rest of my life. The highlight of my educational experience occurred when I went to study with the sculptor Osip Zadkin. He was a great cubist who, along with Jaap Lipschitz, translated cubism into 3-dimensionality. Zadkin taught us how to be an artist, that is, how to set up one's studio, start work in the morning, perfect work habits, long-range pacing and rhythm, perseverance and resourcefulness. In sum, all the things one should, but rarely does, learn in formal art school settings. He was indeed a man who was a complete artist. I have to say that I learned a lot about how and what I utilize in my paintings from the work that I have done which was not art-related. I learned the discipline that is important in the follow-through of creating, producing, exhibiting, and thinking about the cycle of the birth to the letting go of the life of the art. For example, there is the simile of technical know-how, of following a project through to conclusion, and finally of dissemination. Being a milkman taught me how to be my own boss. Another job I had was as a jazz pianist. I played some cocktail music too, a job I enjoyed very much. This puts you center stage, so to speak, and I found this very exciting because of the creative feeling actually happening at the very moment of appreciation and feedback. The moment you create something, you get a response, whereas in painting, one may wait years for a response, if it ever comes. There are people who influence me, cultures that influence me, experiences I've had in the different places that have influenced me. There is no one source. There is a spectrum of complicated darting energy rhythms and bombing of multi-experiences and sensory that affect what I am saying right now, as well as what I'm going to be painting tomorrow morning. I describe my work best by making it, doing it, exhibiting it, and looking at it with other people. I don't want to be limited to what I'm capable of articulating. After all, tomorrow I may want to do a completely other kind of work, and once I have described it, I have pigeonholed myself, defined it and cancelled it, in a sense, by classification and petrification. I think that's best for someone else to do, preferably after I die. You may do it if you like, Mr. Satake, but please wait until I die if you don't mind.
How do you like my wall painting?
Mother Wells written all over it.
Good idea.